For this episode of my Halloween month theme series, Horror House, I am spoiler-free reviewing The Exorcist Believer. Now, back in 1973, when the original Exorcist came out, nationwide there were some moviegoers that fainted from how scary the movie actually was. Well, now, let's check in on the audience of this brand new Exorcist movie, a Exorcist movie for a modern audience. Let's check in. What are they up to? Let's go. Let's see. Let's find out. Ooh.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Hey there, my movie maniacs, my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Welcome to this episode of Movies Merica, a episode in my Horror House series, since it is October. It is Halloween month, okay? And so I'll be featuring a whole month of reviews of brand new and old horror movies, okay? Or previously released horror movies, all right? And as always, I am your humble host, Van Eberts, and I will be your haunted host for this episode of Movies Merica. So come on in if you dare, kiddies. Yes, okay. Oh, that's probably going to drive a lot of you away from this episode, so good job to me. Yeah, all right. So, like I said previously, I will be spoiler-free reviewing The Exorcist Believer. And believe it or not, let's get going with this review, all right? And The Exorcist Believer, it does market itself as a direct follow-up to The Exorcist from back in 1973. And it's directed by David Gordon Green, who previously directed the trilogy of new Halloween movies starting in 2018. And the Halloween movie in 2018 actually was widely acclaimed by audiences and a lot of critics, and so it was a good jumping off point for that Halloween trilogy. But then the next two movies just were panned mercilessly, and rightfully so. Halloween Kills is okay. But, yeah, so David Gordon Green, that's his history as far as horror movies go. And so Universal just decided that it would be a good idea to take a director with that sketchy track record and put him behind the helm of a trilogy based on a very beloved, highly revered horror franchise, or based on a classic horror movie from 50 years ago as of the time of this recording. And so this movie, it has two girls possessed by demons in this, so it's supposed to be like double the danger and double the demons. And it stars Leslie Odom Jr. He's a dad named Victor, and he's the dad of a daughter that gets possessed by a demon. And then you have another girl who gets possessed, and obviously her family is concerned as well. And now this movie, the biggest drawing, or I guess the drawing feature of this movie that's supposed to draw audiences in, is it brings back Ellen Burstyn as Chris McNeil, Regan McNeil's mom in the original Exorcist from back in 1973. And they bring her back as just this shameless cash grabbing cameo. It's quite sad to watch, and it's very manipulative and corporate, and obviously they think, oh, we're going to bring Ellen Burstyn back in this shameless cash grab cameo, and all the dumb minions across the world will come and watch our movie. And I'd like to say that they're wrong, but they're not. A lot of mindless minions will go see this movie because of Ellen Burstyn in this cash grab cameo. And so, hey, good on them. It works, okay? That's the kind of society and the kind of people we have in our society nowadays. So, but they know what they're talking about. And so Ellen Burstyn's character, Chris O'Neill, during the course of the movie, when she's getting introduced to the Leslie Odom Jr. character, she talks about how she hasn't seen her daughter, Reagan, for years, okay? And she really misses her. Man, gee, I wonder what that could be foreshadowing later in this movie. Yeah. But, yeah, we're going to get more and more in depth into The Exorcist. What's it called? Exorcist, Exorcist, whatever that's called. The Exorcist, a Believer, because it's not even worth remembering. Okay, that's how much. That's what I think of this movie here. Okay, but that being said, let me ask you, and this is not a smooth segue whatsoever. You blew it. But let me ask you to follow or subscribe to this channel, okay? I wanted to mention that while I'm thinking about it. And then also hit that like button down below, all right? And then also hit the notification bell. And again, that's also down below. And it takes you 1 second to do all of those things, and it costs you zero money. Zero money. $0. All right. So, yeah, if you would do that, that would be fantastic. And, yeah, let's proceed on with the show. The Exorcist Believer really is like the Spirit Airlines of exorcism movies, except Spirit Airlines could probably still brag that it has more puke. This movie is for the crowd that finds what many of us would think of as mediocre. They would think of it as exotic and exciting. Basically, the easily impressed people. I'd say it's the perfect demon possession movie for anyone that hasn't seen the original Exorcist and has lower standards as a result. But I can't even say that because we've had more demon possession movies than probably demons that are actually in hell, okay? I mean, every demon gets their own movie. Maybe Satan is down there in hell going, you get a movie, and you get a movie, and you get a movie. I mean, all moviegoers, as a result, have already seen the demon possession and exorcism tropes we see in The Exorcist Believer. Not even the power of Christ can compel the sheer number of tired demon possession tropes out of this movie. Evil demon eyes? Seen it. Demon puke? Seen it. Creepy demon voice? Heard it. Maybe David Gordon Green thinks that because there's two girls that get possessed, not just one, that it's double the dastardly delights and double the delicious devilry. Like he's showing us the demonic Doublemint twins or something. Sadly, it's just double the dumb. Leslie Odom Jr. has the screen presence and charisma of a communion wafer in this. Basically, he's got the inverse amount of energy that he had as Aaron Burr in Hamilton. Odom Jr. is a great singer and an even greater cure for insomnia, at least in The Exorcist Believer. Now, this isn't just a Leslie Odom Jr. thing. That first sentence that I said, that applies to everybody in this movie. In the first Exorcist, the demon says it's an excellent day for an exorcism, but when it comes to The Exorcist Believer, it's an excellent day for a welcome and refreshing nap. Now, I get this movie is supposed to be dour and morose, so we're not going to get any Elle Woods or Rod Tidwells in this movie. However, in the first Exorcist, the actors still managed to make their characters compelling. Odom Jr.'s Victor character is just somebody that things happen to all the while he's brooding the entire time. Now, Ann Dowd's imaginatively named character, Anne, is about as interesting as the nutrition label on a box of shredded wheat. And then we have Jennifer Nettles and Norbert Leo Butz completing our boredom bunch as the main characters mostly affected by these possessions. Now, obviously, the most affected by these possessions are the two possessed girls, Angela and Catherine, respectively played by Lidya Jewett and Olivia O'Neill. They're fine in this, but nothing spectacular. They have the unfair advantage of being made up to look like these grotesque demon-possessed girls. Demons saying grotesque things. However, even that gets old after a while. I mean, even that gets as stale as year-old devil's food cake, since we've seen it in so many movies. It's not quite to the point where you'd rather watch The View than this movie, but it does come hellaciously close. Now, this show is spoiler-free, but the show this Thursday night called Movies Merica Spoiler Warning is going to be all spoilery, okay? I'm going to spoil you rotten, okay? And this show that comes on Thursdays comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and then 4 Pacific, okay? And that is just a show where you get a chance to discuss this movie in depth, spoilers and all, and you can live chat with me, comments, questions, whatever, okay? And the live chat doesn't even have to be about this movie. It can be whatever you want. So, but the live chat will be, about this movie primarily, okay? So, and because this show is meant for those folks like me who, after most movies they watch, sometimes they want to have a more detailed discussion, and you're hard-pressed looking around for somebody to have that detailed discussion about this movie with.
Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me?
Okay, so meet me, Van Ebert. I'm your guy for that detailed discussion on the show, Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Again, this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Central, or 6 Central, 6 Central, 5 Mountain Time, okay? And how do you join this show? Well, all you got to do is on Thursday, you can go to my @MoviesMerica page on Twitter or X, and you can click on the link for the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning show right there, or you can go to YouTube or Rumble. That's where the show's at, and you can look up Movies Merica. Now, if you look up Movies Merica on Rumble, it'll work just fine. It'll bring you right to my page on Thursday, and you just got to click on the link for Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Easy peasy, okay? Now, YouTube's kind of stupid. YouTube's kind of dumb, okay? And so when you type in Movies Merica, it's gonna think you're trying to search for Movies America. Nope, wrong-o, okay? So what you have to do is right underneath where you typed in Movies Merica, you have to click on this little blurb that says search instead for Movies Merica. Click on that, and then that'll take you to the Movies Merica page, okay? Also, you might have to type in Till Death Podcast Network. That's another way to search in YouTube for the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning show. All right. Hey, enough about that. I hope to see you this Thursday night. Let's get on with the show. I'd say forgive them, for they know not what they were doing when they decided that this is the Exorcist movie that they wanted to make, but they did know what they were doing. Universal paid $400 million for this Exorcist IP, or the rights to the Exorcist brand, and then announced not just this one Exorcist movie, but a trilogy of Exorcist movies. On top of that, they announced that the director of this would be David Gordon Green, who had already face planted for Universal in his attempt to make a good Halloween trilogy.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Okay, he face planted with the whole Michael Myers thing badly. Okay, except for the first movie, like I mentioned before. That's like if the captain of the Titanic somehow survived and you handed him the keys to the next big luxury ship, okay? Makes no sense. He must have some primo blackmail material on someone high up at Universal. Also, Universal isn't even trying to hide out how they're busting out the jangling keys to try to dazzle the simpler of moviegoers.
Never go full retard.
By paying Ellen Burstyn Fort Knox to be in this clown show and pimping out the Exorcist brand. Now, like I said before, this is supposed to be a trilogy, so they're going to be turning out this Exorcist trick at least a couple more times. Okay, everybody. Hey, if you would, just go ahead and subscribe and follow this channel, and then hit the like button down below, and then the notification bell as well, so you get notifications of brand new episodes of Movies Merica. And those buttons are just right down there. It takes you like 2 seconds to click them. If you would, I appreciate it. And then get in that comment section down below as well. And yeah, comment to me. That'd be fantastic. I want to hear from you. And then also get to tdpn.locals.com. That's our website with all our great Till Death Podcast Network content. And right now, if you go there and put in promo code TDPN, as in Till Death Podcast Network, you get a free month of access to all the great stuff that's on tdpn.locals.com. All right, with that, let's move on with the show. And now, some random thoughts. No Ouija board in this, no Captain Howdy like in the first Exorcist movie. Instead, it looks like the two girls jump on the Satan superhighway via some candle ritual used to try to talk to the dead. Also, no use of the original version of Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells like in the first Exorcist movie. Now, I would have liked to have heard that in this movie, but they do use like some subtle kind of synth version of it in this. Now, David Gordon Green does try to cobble together a comparative opening in this, comparative to the opening in Iraq in the first Exorcist movie. But it's nowhere near as tension-building and attention-grabbing as the original back in 1973. However, it does have the two fighting dogs, just like in the Iraq sequence. Okay, so there's little tributes to the original movie here and there, as you'll see in The Exorcist Believer. It's not enough to save the movie at all, by any means. And this whole Port-au-Prince and Haiti sequence that's supposed to mimic or be comparative to the Iraq sequence, it's a shaky start to the movie, both figuratively and literally.
Yes, kiddies, it is brew review time.
Okay, enough of that. So yes, gotta have a brew for brew review time. And what is that brew for this time? Well, uno momento. All right, let me introduce you to an old friend of mine. Let me get that up there so you can see it. That is a Mango Smash from Three Nations Brewing Company out of Carrollton, Texas. That is a suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth. And yeah, this is a great, like an American IPA. It's this beer. It's got a really citrusy scent, which I made that face, which made it look like it smells bad. It does not smell bad. It smells good. Ah, there we go. That's better. A citrusy scent, and it's supported by like a myriad of tropical fruits and hops that basically it's going to make you want to smash a six-pack of this stuff like immediately, okay? and it rocks like 6 different types of hops to one type of malt, and it's like 6.9 alcohol by volume, and so it's not watered down, Bud Light. It's not tranny fluid or anything like that. Okay, so this is man beer. This is adult beer right here. Okay, and it's got an IBU rating of 70. IBU meaning International Bitterness Units. But yeah, just a tropical infused American IPA, and the hops aren't overpowering. They're pretty tasty. And you know what? Just to prove how tasty I think this is, let me grab a drink off this, all right? Yes.
A good Halloween treat, yes.
Okay, well, that has been Brew Review Time. Is this a woke after-school special? Yes, in one instance. Similarly to the Batman, they decided to throw in one idiotic woke comment as a sacrifice at the altar of woke, and probably totally disrespectful to the priests from the original movie. The priest that saved her daughter. I mean, one died, and the other one likely went to hell for her daughter, and she still insults them like that. It just shows that the writers of this Exorcist for a modern audience really didn't understand the original and the true reason that the Exorcist didn't allow her up in the room, or they did, and it was the power of woke, not Christ, that compelled them to drop this dog turd of a line in the middle of this movie. All right, everybody. Hey, since you're doing me a solid by sticking around this long, let me do you a solid by letting you know all about Nature Clear Recovery Powder. Nature Clear Recovery Powder, it is just a powder that helps you avoid a hangover or helps you recover from a hangover, whichever the case may be. And it's very simple to use, okay? You just take this packet right here, and you just pour it in 12 ounces of water or a bottle of water, your typical bottle of water. Pour it in there, and you just drink it before you head out to the nightclubs, to shake your booty or hit the beer patio, okay? And now, if you're out and about, and you're like on your 15th beer, and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to take my Nature Clear. What an idiot. Hey, you know what? Take it easy on yourself, okay? Just take it when you get home, all right? And you're good to go, okay? It's almost like Nature Clear was pre-planning for this stuff, okay? They're geniuses. What can I say? And it also helps you recover from smoking and vaping as well. So this is an all-around Swiss Army knife of recovery, okay? So right now, what you should be thinking is, Van, how do I get my hands on Nature Clear Recovery Powder? Well, I will tell you. All you got to do is click on the Nature Clear description down in the link in the description. There we go. And just click on that and just pick out whatever Nature Clear products you want. Get them in the cart. And then in the promo code field, you type in the promo code MOVIES, okay? And you're going to get up to 25% off your next Nature Clear order. Very sweet, right? Very sweet right there. Sorry, beer burp there. Hazards of the trade. But yeah, get yourself some Nature Clear, all right? Do it. All right, on with the show. Like I said before, this is an Exorcist movie for a modern audience. Apparently, there's been too many Catholic Church molestation stories to show the Catholic Church in even a fair light in this movie. all Catholics get painted with that same brush just because of a few evil ones. And so the writers focus on making other Christian denominations and even a non-Christian denomination look like the good guys. Now, in the third act during the exorcism, we get pretty much an Avengers of Exorcist, where they pretty much make the Catholic priest Loki, okay? Maybe the writers wanted to have a smorgasbord of denominations to draw the most religious interest in this movie. Look, we've got roast beef. Look, we've got mashed potatoes. Look, we've got macaroni salad. Look, we've got the voodoo magic man. Even William Friedkin, the late great director of the first Exorcist, said he hated that David Gordon Green was going to make these Exorcist movies, and even joked that he'd die and come back to haunt Green. Well, sadly, we lost Friedkin in August 2023. So here's to Green never getting any sleep ever again. All right, everybody. Hey, let me take a minute to tell you all about a new feature on the tdpn.locals.com website, and that is my Movies Merica Mad Libs. So you guys remember Mad Libs when you were a kid? You know, you get the Mad Libs pad with all the paragraphs. You can fill in the words, and if you were like me, you filled in like raunchy words in with the Mad Libs. Well, now we have the Movies Merica Mad Libs, and you can only get that on tdpn.locals.com. So what do you have to do to get to the Movies Merica Mad Libs? Well, of course, go to tdpn.locals.com and just read over the 3 characters that I've created for Movies Merica Mad Libs, and then also read over like the first few lines that I've written. And where you come in is just like in Mad Libs back in the day, you get to contribute creatively, okay? And what you do is for each of the 3 characters, you just have to add lines to the Movies Merica Mad Libs script, okay? So I have started you out with the first few lines to give you a little flavor of what the script is all about. And then for each of the characters, you just have to write a line for each character. 1 line per character, please. But you can write as many lines as you want. Go nuts. It's just you have to write at least 1 line per character. And then me and Ian and Sean, the other 2 here as part of the Unholy Trinity in the Till Death Podcast Network, we'll look over the submissions, okay? And then we will read whatever you write live, okay, on this show. We're going to do a live table read where we read what you write, okay? And you can tune in and you can laugh your butt off. Even one of the characters is a woman. So, you know, one of us is going to have to, get in drag, I guess. All right, so that's Movies Merica Mad Libs. And get there now. And now for the final destination for my final thoughts, all about the Exorcist Believer. Really, this should have been a streaming service movie or a direct-to-video movie that you wouldn't pay $2 for from the deep, dark depths of the movie bargain bin at your local Walmart.
Oh, come on!
I really wanted this movie to prove my suspicions wrong and for this to be a fantastic follow-up to the original. Nothing would have made me happier if I was completely wrong, if this would have surpassed my expectations, okay? But it obviously did not. And don't let any movie critics tell you not to compare it to the original and dumb yourself down enough to tolerate this abomination, okay? I don't know why they're being possessed by the shill demon, apparently. This is being sold as a direct follow-up to the original Exorcist. Okay, they're marketing it like this. It's got The Exorcist in the title, and it's also got that sad, pathetic cash grab cameo by Ellen Burstyn from the first Exorcist. So, of course, compare it to the first Exorcist, okay? Don't let those shills tell you what to do. And so, obviously, as you can tell, I am not recommending that you move even 1 foot closer to the theater to go see this movie. But if you do, and you walk out afterwards going, what the hell? Don't blame me. I warned you, all right? Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining me for this Horror House episode of Movies Merica, because we're in Halloween month here, and we'll keep the horror movie reviews going with the next episode of Movies Merica. But with that, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got the popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here, down below. It's right down there. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right. Thanks for watching.